President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi inspected the security checkpoints east of the Suez Canal and later met with the soldiers and the officers from the various branches of the armed forces on the anniversary of the 10th of Ramadan victory. The details. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi on Saturday made an inspection tour to the security checkpoints east of the Suez Canal on the anniversary of the 10th of Ramadan victory. The president met with the tribal sheikhs, the commanders and fighters of the 2nd and the 3rd Army Divisions, as well as the anti-terrorism forces. Addressing them, the president said that this victory was achieved for the beloved Egypt after its army and people united in a brilliant scene. The Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces expressed happiness being among his fighters, hailing their combat readiness and will to sacrifice their souls for the sake of the nation. Also on Saturday, the head of state met with a number of Sinai tribal leaders, where he asked them to stand a minute of silence in honor of the men who fell martyrs in Sinai for the sake of the country's stability and security. During the meeting, President al-Sisi honored several armed forces heroes who played a great role in fighting terrorists. The Supreme Commander had the Ramadan Iftar banquet with the tribal leaders and the armed forces officers and saluted them, saying that the circumstances were severe and sacrifices were huge, but in place and achieved its targets. The president said that the price was heavy with those who sacrificed their souls and injured for the security and stability of Sinai, that we fully retrieved after the confrontations that we made with the powers of evil. He added that the amount of efforts exerted during the past few years was enormous and that a number of developmental projects are being implemented. He said that unity among Sinai residents and the state's institutions is a must to continue in the right path to achieve the aspired for sustainable development. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi signed Law Number 15 of year 2023 on legalizing the conditions of the unlicensed industrial institutions. The law provides that the Industrial Development Authority may grant 1-year provisional permission for the unlicensed industrial institutions within 3 years of the enforcement of the law. The President has also issued 3 decrees on state-owned lands. The laws are related to the state-owned lands in the governorates of Cairo, Port Said and Luxor. The laws were published in the official gazette on Saturday. First Lady Mrs. Intisar al-Sisi said that Egypt is celebrating the anniversary of the 10th of Ramadan, the day on which the Egyptian army achieved the great victory that restored Sinai and the dignity of the Arab nations. On her social media page, she greeted the Egyptian people and the heroes and prayed for the martyrs who offered their souls for the country to live in pride and peace. Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry received the Syrian counterpart, Dr. Faisal al-Miqdad, as they held a meeting discussing a number of issues of mutual concern. Al-Miqdad's visit to Egypt is the first of a Syrian official in more than a decade. And here are the details.
Egypt and Syria agreed to strengthen cooperation on Saturday during the first official visit by a Syrian foreign minister to Cairo in more than 10 years. This came as Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry received his Syrian counterpart, Dr. Faisal al-Miqdad. Foreign Ministry official spokesperson Ambassador Ahmed Abu Zaid said the 2 top diplomats agreed to intensify channels of communication between the 2 countries at different levels during the coming phase. Egypt also reiterated its backing for a comprehensive political settlement to the Syrian crisis as soon as possible. Abu Zaid said the visit witnessed a close meeting between the 2 ministers that was followed by an expanded meeting that gathered delegations from the 2 countries. The spokesman highlighted that the meeting tackled efforts exerted to help the Syrian people to regain their sovereignty and to face all challenges, as well as reaching a comprehensive solution to the Syrian political crisis. Shoukry stressed that the political settlement is the only way to stop external intervention into Syrian affairs and preserve the rights of the people, maintain stability, eradicating all forms of terrorism, and pave the way for a safe return to Syrian refugees. The Egyptian minister also underscored Cairo's support to the efforts exerted by the UN Special Envoy to Syria and the importance of finalizing all measures to realize reconciliation among different sects. For his part, Al-Miqdad extended his country's gratitude to the Egyptian ultimate support to Syria all over the years, as well as the humanitarian aid which flooded from Cairo to Damascus after the devastating earthquake that hit the country last month.
Protests against the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's judicial